Welcome to Modern Home Masterminds with beSpoke Brokers. I'm Shauna Glazier, designated broker and owner.
And I'm Brittany Williamson, associate broker. Shauna and I are beSpoke real estate, but we're also your guides to modern luxury across the entire state of Arizona.
Each week we chat with masterminds shaping modern spaces. Do you want to get a behind-the-scenes look at your design build team's processes? Well, open communication and teamwork will lead you to a successful project.
From architects to builders, designers, and more, let's explore the art of modern living together.
All right, what happens when tradition meets new generation of leadership in architecture? Today's guest, Jessica Hutchison-Rough, is here to share how she's balanced honoring her family's legacy while evolving design and culture at Urban Design Associates.
That's right. Jessica is the principal architect of Urban Design Associates, a Scottsdale-based architecture firm founded over 40 years ago. With over 20 years of experience herself, she now leads the firm with a collaborative, client-driven approach, honoring its legacy while evolving the design language through sustainable, site-responsive architecture.
All right. Welcome, Jessica.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited. All right. It seems as though you grew up immersed in Urban Design Associates, and now you lead the firm yourself. How has your history with the firm shaped your design philosophy, and how have you changed the firm?
So I did grow up in urban design. My father founded the firm in the 70s, and so I worked there as a child and have many photos of me on site visits throughout my life, and that was a great educational experience, but they never expected me to go into architecture, which still blows my mind because I was set on it from 7 years old on.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And I did my undergraduate here at ASU and then decided that I was ready to go explore somewhere else and moved to British Columbia, Canada, and did my master's degree and first got licensed there. So I came back to Arizona in 2009 and started back at the firm as a partner at that time, working with my dad.
And now you run the firm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I transitioned to principal in 2018. So it's been almost 10 years at the Helm. And the firm has stayed consistent in its overall design philosophy. We're very site-driven, client-focused, and very detail-oriented custom architecture. So we don't do specs all that often. We don't do larger scale projects. I really like to immerse myself in someone's day-to-day life.
So you really like those one client at a time sort of custom projects.
Yes. When you're working with urban design, you're working with me directly. I do have a support staff, but that's very important to me that the design is very intentional.
Well, and definitely shows in your work too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think when we had our pre-show call, we were talking how we're very similar in that way, in that we like to work with, very few clients at a time so that we can devote all of our attention to them.
Yes.
And I think that's important, especially with what you're doing. This is where somebody's going to live and spend their life. So
Yes. Most of our clients, it's third or fourth house, so they spend a portion of their life there, but they're all very particular, and we never repeat anything.
Yeah. So what is it that you think makes you and your firm stand out? Because there are a lot of good architects here. What makes you different?
So I was taught very early on that listening is key. And a lot of architects have a vision as soon as they meet someone or as soon as they walk on a lot, and it's hard to divert them back to the person who's sitting in front of you. That is something that my father instilled in me as we were working together throughout my life. He encouraged me on taking philosophy and marriage counseling and all of those interpersonal educational experiences to be able to do that part of the job at a very high level. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest difference that urban design has. It also is a very high-touch, service-oriented company. So we are on our phones probably too much and respond very quickly and just have that personal touch for everyone.
That listening to the client. I mean, you're right. Like architects tend to know what they want to design as soon as they sit on a site and they see it and they have these ideas, but really paying attention to what your client is asking for. I mean, I'm sure you still push them a little bit with some of your ideas, but then do you just go back on ultimately what they want and listening to them?
I think that a lot of times they don't know exactly what they want. So there is reading in between the lines and being able to interpret their needs into a physical form. So most of the time they might have a couple of images that they pull from magazines or something, but our relationship is one of trust. And once they understand that I understand what they're looking for, it's very easy for them to let go of every aesthetic choice.
I want to talk a little bit about sustainability as well, because it seems to be central to your work. What strategies are actually making like the biggest impact in custom homes right now?
So as far as sustainability goes, I would steer my clients away from gadget and systems. So sustainability starts with clearly understanding the site and the environment you're in and developing the architectural envelope to be responsive to the outside elements. That's step number one. It's very easy at this level of building to add the solar energy and all of the high-tech gadgetry that we put into architecture with the budgets that we have. That's not a problem to do, but the overall thermal mass of the envelope and the glazing that you use, the windows design, the shading, the use of water throughout the design really affects the feel and the sustainability long term.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I think that kind of actually leads into my next question, because your style does vary from property to property depending on where you are. And I was just wondering kind of what influences that architecture that you're going to plan for that site. And I think some of that you just answered with the sustainability, you know.
Yes. It's a holistic approach. And I do find that we start with the needs first. So we develop an overall property plan and make sure that they have all the spaces that they want. And the style comes later. So the style for each home is really dependent on the particular client's aesthetic choices and leanings. I can make a floor plan look ultra contemporary or organic Adobe with not a whole lot of changes.
That's very interesting, because those are two very different styles.
They
Most
are.
people would think, right?
Yeah.
And when you see pictures, I enjoyed looking through your work, which we are going to do in a little bit, because you did have a lot of varied style in your portfolio.
Yeah, I was thinking the same going through your website, that you're not stuck on one style, that there's just so much variations.
That's the most fun. I would hate to have one style, and it's very interesting when architects say this is what I do and that's only what I do. I think I would get bored. Yeah.
You're creative at heart, right?
Do you tend then to have to work with different builders and different interior designers? It seems like most other fields, like builders kind of specialize in the one type and the interior designers in one type. So is your network a little bigger than the average architect as far as who you're working with?
It might be. I do have specific builders that we've gotten along for now generations. Several builders that my father worked with now have sons in the profession that I work with. So I do have a network, but it might be larger than other architects. I haven't compared them.
We don't have stats.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like your process is very collaborative. It'd be great if we could walk through some of your projects, and maybe you can tell us about the project and who you're collaborating with on each of those projects.
Sure.
So let's see. I think the first one we have, I know you do a lot of work in Flagstaff, like Pine Canyon, Forest Highlands.
Yes, this is in Pine Canyon in Flagstaff. So that view is looking out towards a golf course. So you can see that it's on a sloped lot that has a walkout basement that doesn't feel like a basement at all, but there's heavy timber, natural stone, wood siding that's all very vernacular to the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We worked with Builder Showcase in Flagstaff on this one. We work with John and Josh up there quite often. This is part of our site-driven architecture where we created a path from the front of the house to the back of the house with flagstone and limestone, and all those boulders were original from the site.
So are you the landscape architect as well? Are you doing the hardscape on this?
We do hardscape design. I'm not the person to go and pick out the plants.
Plants, okay.
I can't keep plants alive in my own house.
Yeah.
But we do the hardscape design and pool design. And on our plans, it just says landscape.
Yeah.
I love it. We'll have an expert do that for you.
Yes, exactly. And there are so many great landscape architects and designers throughout the state that it's much better to have someone stay in their own lane.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are some interior photos on Pine Canyon.
This was the master bath that they really wanted to feel like they were in a tree house. So we did large floor-to-ceiling glass behind the tub that looks out onto the open forest. And then behind their vanity, we also did a large window and hung the mirrors in front of it to be able to create that indoor-outdoor feeling.
I love that floating mirror there.
Mm-hmm. It definitely feels like you're in a treehouse.
Yeah. Goal achieved.
Yes. It's a great hood, too.
This is the kitchen. Stone and Steel did that custom hood. And they also did a lot of the ironwork throughout the house. They're great to work with throughout the state as well.
And they work all over the state?
They do, yeah. Kevin also did that fireplace, which was a labor of love, embedding the steel into the stone, and that's the same stone that runs from the inside to the outside.
Everything is very cohesive.
Yes. The interiors and the exteriors all blend together. I tend to step on interior designers' feet a little bit in that we do interior elevations as part of our basic work, and we do ceiling design and lighting design. So there really is that cohesion between indoor and outdoor living.
As it should be.
Yes.
As
Yeah.
it should be. Well done.
I always find it odd when I pull up to a house and it looks one way from the outside, and then you walk in and it's totally different.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's not.
Yes. And when we're working with clients, even when they're starting to look for lots, that's an important conversation because here in the Valley in particular, there are lots of styles of architecture that aren't acceptable in different neighborhoods. So if you want someone to have, if they want a very contemporary inside, I would steer them away from certain developments because we can't make the interior and exterior match that desire.
Right. Well, same with even Pine Canyon for
Yes.
some. They're starting
Yeah.
to get a little easier, but
Yes, contemporary is a hard sell in Flagstaff
Yeah.
in general.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that project. I think now we have one in Scottsdale. Is it Desert Highlands?
Yes.
Do you have one in there that you just finished up recently? All right. Is this your Desert Highlands photo here?
Yes,
Project?
that is a home with an extraordinary site. It has Troon Mountain towards the back and Pinnacle Peak towards the front. So we designed it so that the views were split, and it does have a bit of a butterfly roof so that the views go out towards both sides of the house.
Those are incredible mountains to work off of.
Yes, they are. It was a privilege to be working with both the client and the site. We're a great match. This is an indoor-outdoor living area, which is very seamless. When they open it up, it's great for entertaining. And the materials on the flooring and the ceiling go from inside to outside, really creating that cohesive environment. So this, we worked with Amy from AB Design. There are a lot of these very specific contemporary details in this house, which were executed by manship builders at a very high level. We were exceptionally pleased with how the craftsmanship on this project came out.
It's gorgeous.
It looks so simple, but that was probably so difficult
That
to do.
was so hard to do, that detail.
Yeah, that is
Getting
really
everything
gorgeous.
to align correctly with all the seams and all the grains, and yes.
And is
They
that
did a
like
great
hot
job.
rolled steel behind it?
It is.
Is it?
Yes.
It's really pretty. And then I think we have one other project that you brought that is currently in Paradise. It's Paradise Valley.
Paradise Valley.
Yeah. Currently in Paradise Valley, like it's going to move cities.
Right.
Well, it looks like it should be in LA.
It really does.
Yeah, it does. This is cool.
This was another exceptional site that has mountain views from both sides. The front view is Camelback. So the site planning for this lot was difficult because we had really of a side corridor that you're looking at here in this image to connect a pool yard with the outdoor entertaining space. But it came out wonderfully. It's very contemporary, white box kind of architecture that I had never done before this project. So there was lots of internal education to know how to detail this correctly.
And it's gorgeous. It doesn't just look like a white box.
No.
It doesn't, but, and even the stone fireplace. I mean,
That's where your expertise
adding
comes in.
Yes. Yes. So there are these this motif of these cut-in slits in walls because it is in a tight neighborhood. So to create privacy but still have that feeling of openness in the outdoor spaces was tricky, but
Smart.
yes. This is the great room. So this is really a glass box that has courtyards on both sides that open up to the rest of the house. It is very quiet, luxury, simple, plaster, natural stone, and glass. So this project was interesting because it went through a few different owner changes. But this bathroom was from owner number 1, and it stuck.
Oh, wow.
So this was a internal courtyard, and then we floated the vanities in front of the window to be able to really create that indoor-outdoor feeling.
That looks difficult to
I know.
achieve.
How are these? Because you're not attaching them to the glass. And
No.
Those are floating. Are they on the side mount of the
They
wall?
are side-mounted to the wall with big steel rods.
Yeah.
Yes, so that was another technical achievement from Arcadia Custom Homes.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing those with us.
Yes.
Sure. I do want to touch just before we leave. We talked a little bit about you being a female in a very male-dominated sort of profession, and you mentioned right before we went to your photos about how there are builders that now have sons in the profession.
Yeah.
What is that like? I know there are more women joining your field, which is awesome. But what is it like, kind of being the only woman in the room sometimes?
I think it gives me an advantage most of the time because I have a different perspective when it comes to communication and a different sense of empathy that goes a long way throughout a difficult process like building a custom home. I find it to be a privilege most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said. And empathy is what you need. I mean, you're in these projects for 4 years sometimes, right?
Yes, that last one was started in 2018, so a long time.
And
for
it's
a
on the
project.
market now.
Yes.
A little plug if you want to purchase that one. We can show it to you. All right. Well, we like to end with a little rapid fire. Just some easy questions. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. What is your go-to source of design inspiration?
Usually travel photos. So before children, my husband and I traveled pretty extensively, and architecture has always been part of my life and travel. I went through every Frank Lloyd Wright building with my dad. So I do have a large catalog of travel photos. And now that my staff is more able to travel, we're taking inspiration from their travels as well.
Right. You're almost at the point now where you can start traveling with your kids as well.
I know, almost. Teenagers are easier.
Yes, they are.
I'm curious what your favorite Frank Lloyd Wright house is.
Well,
That's not one of the questions.
No.
I'm just genuinely curious.
Falling water was really an eye-opening experience at a very young age, and how to relate architecture to a site has not been done that well since. It's really spectacular in person. And then Taliesin West is always my go-to. I go there often just for quiet time.
Yes.
Sunset and Sips.
I do. I have been to lots of those.
Yeah.
They have Girl Scout things that I do. I'm a Girl Scout leader, so I take the girls over there quite often too. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Introducing the next generation.
Exactly.
I love it.
We're going to get some more women in the field.
Exactly. So we know that you moved to Canada at one point, but you came back. So why Scottsdale?
Well, I really did come back for family. Okay. So we were deciding to have a family, and I wanted to be close to my parents at that time. It was in 2008, 2009, so a difficult time period for urban design in general and architecture firms in the Valley in general. So I felt like I could be a support to my parents during that transition.
Yeah. That's great.
Support and now run the business.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is your favorite feature or space in your own home?
Well, we extensively remodeled our home when we bought it here. It was a foreclosure and pretty much uninhabitable when we first moved in. So every piece of it has a little bit of me in it. But we do have a family room that we redid with cabinetry and built-ins, and that's probably my favorite spot. It's very cozy fireplace.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. What is your favorite spot for coffee or drinks in the Valley?
Probably Press, which is, there's one right next to my office that is off of the lakeside, off of Via de Ventura.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you weren't an architect, what would you be doing?
I would be a chef.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So many architects say that.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
I thought it was just me and Mark Candelaria.
Like CP Druitt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot. And one more thing before we go, we met you at the iconic awards where you won an award. What did you win there?
We won for one of the projects that we showed in Desert Highlands. We won the indoor-outdoor space for that. And then we won, goodness, I can't remember what the other award was.
Sorry for putting you on the spot. We'll maybe link it, or we'll but we were so excited to meet you, and congrats on those awards as well.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being on our show. We are going to link all of your contact information in our show notes, but if you wouldn't mind telling our listeners where they could find you.
Our website is urbandesignassociatesltd.com. It's a long one.
It is, but it's worth going to.
And
gorgeous pictures.
It's easy to find. All right. Well, thank you. And that's it for today's episode of Modern Home Mastermind. If you've enjoyed the show, please subscribe, like, and rate us.
Thanks to our guests for sharing her insights, and to you for learning about everything modern with us.
And if you're ready to take the next step in your real estate journey, please reach out to us at beSpoke Real Estate. And until next time, keep living, loving everything modern.